Volunteers are vital to the success of Catholic urban programs. Thank you for joining us as a volunteer for Hub Foods, CUP's all-new Client Choice Food Pantry program. In this video, you'll gain an understanding of basic pantry operations, the client shopping experience, and you'll also learn more about the 4 pantry volunteer roles and how they work together to deliver on our mission of advancing human dignity and having a more than food approach to the issue of food insecurity. Pantry hours are 9 a.m. to noon and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with the exception of holidays. Pantry guests are able to visit 1 time per month if they are members, and up to 4 times per year if they are not members. Questions about membership can be directed to CUP staff.
This training will take you through the entire client experience at our new Client Choice Food Pantry, Hub Foods. Throughout the training, you will get to see the different roles, including the first shopping assistant, the second shopping assistant, the runner, and the bagger. All of our food pantry visitors use the front door entrance to come into the building. Upon arrival, each guest is greeted at the front desk by one of our lovely volunteers or staff members. Whoever is working at the front desk on your pantry day will get the proper information from the client so they can give you either their Hub Foods card or a scan of their ID. Returning visitors to the pantry will have a Hub Foods card, which has important information like their membership status, family size, and the date of their last visit. After you receive the client's information from the front desk, Shopping Assistant 1 will head to the lobby to greet the client and bring them back into the food pantry. In the walk from the lobby to the pantry, it's a great opportunity to introduce yourself, get to know the client, and ask if they've been to CUP before. At this point, you will say, before we get started, can I ask you to hand sanitize really quick? It will be on this half wall in between the food and non-food side. Next, you will allow the client to choose their cold items from the fridge and freezer off of the cold item checklist. You'll write down how many people are in their family or household, and then put the checklist on the half wall between the food and non-food side so the runner can go bag the items from the freezer. Take note of how many people are in the family size on your checklist as well, and then invite the client to drive the cart themselves and walk around the pantry with them and help them shop. Shopping Assistant 1 will take the client through the entire food section, starting with the fresh produce on the shelves. You can invite the client to take as much as they need, since our fresh produce will not have the same shelf stability as the rest of our items. All of the other food categories do have set limits per family size, but the checklist that you're carrying on your clipboard has all of that information, so you do not need to worry about memorizing it. We have based these portions off of the MyPlate model, which is the new version of the food pyramid, with the intention of highlighting proper nutrition for our clients. This next shelf has items for people with food sensitivities and allergies, along with a bin full of can openers. As you move through the pantry with the client, you will continue to reference the checklist on your clipboard to tell the client how many items per food group they are allowed to take. Some clients will take more of certain food groups and less of others. Try not to worry too much about this, as it usually evens out in the end. We find it helpful to take a tally on the checklist while we shop with the client so we can keep track of how many items per food group they've taken. This next corner of the pantry has our combination items. These are items that do not exactly fit in one food group or another and often have a combination of multiple different food groups. This has items like soup, mac and cheese, hamburger helper, etc. This last wall of the food side of the pantry is our miscellaneous section. Many of these items are donation-based, so the contents of these last 5 shelves might change frequently. Generally, they consist of baking ingredients, condiments, sweets, snacks, and beverages. The last part of Shopping Assistant 1's role is to bring the client around to the non-food side of the pantry to meet the bagger.
Now you will learn about the roles of the bagger. As Shopping Assistant 1, make sure you're providing a warm handoff for the client to the bagger by introducing the bagger and letting the client know that they will begin boxing up their groceries. In preparation for clients coming through the pantry, the bagger will be responsible for creating boxes and double bagging brown paper bags for clients to use. If clients have stated that they are going to get on the bus or will be walking home, it's important to ask them the preferred method of bagging for their groceries, as while boxes can hold a lot, they can be very heavy to walk with long distances. Clients will have the option of boxes, brown paper bags, plastic bags, and tarp-like plastic or cloth bags if donated and available. When boxing groceries, it's important to place the heavier items at the bottom of the boxes and lighter items at the top. Make sure to not put too many heavy items in one box, as that will be hard for clients to carry. Evenly distribute heavy items across boxes and bags. Please consider boxing groceries into smaller amounts if your client has noticeable strength or mobility issues. Talk to them about what works best for them. Now we will discuss the needed paperwork that clients must fill out. Only for clients that are not yet members, they must fill out an emergency food box form every time that they come in. You may have a client come through with literacy issues who may ask you for help filling out the forms. It is okay for you to help them fill out this essential paperwork. Every client, regardless of whether or not they are a member, must sign the St. Clair County form. Whether clients are getting food or non-food items, they still must sign this form, as St. Clair County requires us to track that information.
Earlier in this training video, you heard about the runner who was going to grab that cold item checklist that we left on the half wall between the food side and the non-food side of the pantry. It is the runner's job to grab this list and take it over to the fridge and freezer section to gather the cold items for each client. The silver freezer contains all of our meat products. The right side has the burger meat, and the left side has the bags of chicken breast. Both the freezer and the fridge have this helpful checklist so you can remember how many of each protein and dairy item each family size gets. The note at the bottom of this list will remind you that not every client will want each item. You can use your discretion to give the client an extra of one item in place of an item that they did not choose. For example, you might give someone an extra thing of shredded cheese if they did not choose margarine for their dairy items. The runner will proceed to bag all of these items for the client. When the runner is done bagging the items, they will gather them up and take them over to the metal cart where the rest of the food will end up when you take the client's food out to their car.
Meet Shopping Assistant 2. This person holds a similar role to Shopping Assistant 1, only on the supply side of the pantry. The first items we see is baby food. A client may take as much baby food as they need. As we go along, we see items such as diapers, feminine care products, adult briefs, tissue, toilet paper, and paper towels. On this side of the pantry, a client may take items that correspond with their family size, much like we saw on the food side of the pantry. As we continue along on this side of the pantry, we see items for personal hygiene, such as toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoo and conditioner, deodorant, and other items. Again, clients may take items based on the size of their family. The last wall of this side of the pantry is reserved for members only. So as our clients learn more about the membership process and decide to join us as a Hub Foods member, they will have access to items such as laundry soap, bleach, Lysol wipes, and other disinfecting items for the household.
Every now and then you will get a client that for whatever reason can't shop the pantry. An important part of this job is remembering to be flexible and adapt for the client's needs. We have created a checklist of the items in our pantry for clients to choose from in the lobby if they are unable to shop the pantry. When you're working with the client on the checklist in the lobby, you may find that you need to help with reading or writing, as some of our clients do have issues with literacy. When you are in the role of shopping assistant 1 inside the pantry, these issues with literacy may become apparent when you are working on the cold item checklist. Once the client is done filling out the checklist, you will take it into the pantry and shop for them, prepare their boxes or bags of food, and then bring it back out to them to put in their car. It is also important to note that this checklist method will be our backup plan in case the situation with COVID becomes worse at any point during the year. Keeping our clients, staff, and volunteers safe during these unprecedented times is a top priority for us. In addition to wearing your mask, we are enforcing enhanced cleaning protocols between clients. This includes wiping down the space where they sat to fill out their paperwork, including the chair. We will provide the sanitizing wipes. They will usually be on the half wall next to the hand sanitizer that you use with the clients. We also make a point to sanitize all pens that are used during client interactions. We also like to wipe down the binder that the forms are in, since oftentimes clients will touch the binder while they are filling out their forms. This ensures that all frequently touched areas are sanitized between each client. In addition to the bagging station, we also sanitize the carts between each client. We do focus on the handles since that is the most touched part of the cart, but we also sanitize around the cart and on the inside of it as clients are putting things in the cart and taking them out throughout their entire visit. Although it is not shown here, we also like to make a point to wipe down the cart that we use to take the client's groceries out to their car on as soon as we're done using it outside. And finally, we head back up towards the lobby to sanitize the doorknobs. This is especially important because pantry clients are not the only people coming in and out these doors. While you are sanitizing these doorknobs, make sure you open the door and get the other side to ensure both sides have been sanitized.
An important thing to know is how to use the tape box machine. The tape box machine will be used to close up the food boxes that we will give out to clients. The boxes will be found underneath that table. You will open up a box and then close the sides and then close the other additional sides so that there's only one seam like so. Then you will pull down the lever of the machine like so all the way and bring it all the way back up in order for it to cut. Take that piece of tape and place it along the seam of the box, smooth it down, and it will now be adhesed. Another important thing to know is to never place your hand directly on top of the lid, as that can jam the machine. Place your hand on either side or only pull down on the lever, as jamming the machine will prevent the tape from coming out and need it to be repaired.
As you will soon find out, volunteers are vital to the success of the Client Choice Food Pantry model. Know that our staff is here to support you as you become familiar with the ins and outs of the pantry and your respective role in the pantry. If there's anything we can do to make your volunteer experience better, please don't hesitate to ask.